Okay, so for week 7 of spring anime, solid week, great fight scenes, Kaiju number 8, Windbreaker, Mushoku Tensei kind of continuing. All these other shows kind of keep going. So yeah, let's talk about the week. We got a new anime airing actually. So this is episode 0 of Dead Demons DDDD Destruction. So apparently this is kind of like a midpoint of the story where they just, drop this on us. We kind of have some basic setup on this world where it's in Japan, and then there's this mysterious UFO coming in, and the world's kind of like being taken over by aliens. So yeah, people are panicking, people are dying. We're just like in the middle of it, where our main character is trying to save these two girls. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, I have no idea what's like gonna happen here. So I'm assuming we're gonna get the rest of the season coming out weekly. From what I've seen on the listings, it has 18 episodes. So yeah, I mean, episode 0, check it out. There's some crazy moments, there's some sad moments. There's like this thrilling plot with aliens, so I guess anything can happen. Kind of reminds me a bit of Dededede. Has a similar type of alien vibe with schoolgirls. So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen. All right, now for Windbreaker episode 8, banger ass episode. So we have the end of the Haruka Togame fight, but also more importantly, we have Umemiya versus Shoji, bro. This fight, the two strongest people, it delivered. It was insanely good. So first, Togame, he kind of doesn't know why he's fighting anymore, but here they're just like doing things the wrong way. Also, this fight was like a huge misunderstanding. It's like his gang that's like the evil one, so there's not really any justice here, no reason to fight. Sakura calls him lame because he's like, I don't want to fight you when you're defeated like this. So yeah, Sakura just goes into second gear. These dudes are bloody, they're beaten up, but then yeah, they keep fighting. He's just jumping into air, punching him. It's kind of like a therapy session actually, so they're just like using their fists to talk. And then Togame, like, he gets a flashback. He's like, wow, I was such a coward. I couldn't face Choji back then whenever he became evil and corrupted the gang. So yeah, he kind of has a transformation. He turns good, takes off his sandals, and is now fighting. He's happy. So the whole mood shifts because yeah, these dudes kind of feel free now. So it's kind of insane. They're both beaten up pretty badly, but they keep kind of going. Good animation. Sakura kind of jumps up, punches him in the face, and then they both kind of get knocked down, but Sakura gets up. So Togame, he gives up. I thought it was fine because I'm like, yeah, these dudes are kind of bloody. Just like let them relax. This fight's been going on for a while. But Sakura kind of feels let down that Togame gave up. So he kind of yells at him, but then Choji kind of interrupts the fight. He's like, okay, it's over. Sakura wins. And then yeah, Choji's so carefree. He doesn't care. Sakura's trying to talk to him, and then even Togame is like, okay, there's no reason to fight anymore. And when he does that, Choji just like kicks him in the face. So this dude Choji, it shows how unhinged he is. He doesn't really care about anything besides fighting. He doesn't want anyone to interrupt his fights. Sakura kind of stands up for the injustice, tries to punch Choji, but he gets stopped by Umemiya. Because yeah, he didn't know that Choji is like very psychotic. He would literally kill him if that punch connected. So Umemiya saves the day, and now it's their 1v1 fight. So yeah, this was an interesting fight. But this dude is very carefree, just like running, jumping around. He's like Rey Mysterio, doing a lot of like leg takedowns and just climbing all over Umemiya's body. Pause. But yeah, basically Umemiya's just like a brawler, punching, kicking, kind of blocking everything. So yeah, he takes a few hits because Choji's like that fast. But Umemiya doesn't seem phased. He's like, okay, bro, that's all you got. And then he's warning Choji. He's like, if you're this carefree, you don't care like who you're hurting or what you're doing, then it's gonna end up really badly for you. So yeah, Umemiya like kind of blocks one of his hits, throws a counter punch. Bro, the animation here, it was like Saitama doing the death punch on Genos in the first season of One Punch Man. But yeah, bro, this dude almost took Choji's head clean off from a punch. Choji kind of dodges, but like the feedback from the punch kind of reflected on him. So Umemiya doesn't even need to land a punch to damage you. That's kind of nuts. I love the kind of portrayal of like the strongest dude right now. Also, it's funny because Bofrin won every fight technically, so I guess Umemiya will kind of like keep winning. Maybe not. Maybe there will be a surprise ending, but I kind of doubt it. So Umemiya is gonna show us that he's him. He kind of ends the episode saying, if that's all you got, then I don't think I'm gonna lose. So yeah, this dude Umemiya kind of whipped out a huge punch. The music was insane, and just told us, nah, I'd win. This dude really is Gojo, and kind of hype ass episode setting up these two strongest characters. It was fun. I know people are kind of comparing this to Tokyo Revengers, and it definitely is kind of like a better version of it. Okay, so for Kaiju number 8, episode 7, insane ass fight scene here. Kafka showing up just in time. So yeah, we get Kaiju number 9 showing up first. He's like the second humanoid kaiju we see. But he's not really a humanoid kaiju. He's a kaiju humanoid. And he bumps into Ichikawa and Furuhashi, the red-haired dude and the white-haired dude. So yeah, Ichikawa is badass. He's like, yeah, I gotta stop him right here. I can't run away. So he's doing everything. And he's dodging his finger guns because, yeah, this dude has like invisible finger guns. That's like his primary attack. And basically it's like really hard to dodge unless you see the trajectory of his fingers. So Ichikawa does see that. He's able to dodge a bit. And then he tells Furuhashi to get some help. The thing is, Furuhashi does not want to leave. Also, he kind of like emitted his domain expansion technically. So there's no like phone signal and he can't really leave his barrier. That's kind of interesting. So basically they both kind of team up to try to like beat him. Thing is, this dude is way too strong. He has like a lot of abilities. He has 4 arms. He can just shoot like a lot of things. Ichikawa's kind of shooting him with his like 20+% power level, hitting him with freeze rounds. Like Kaiju number 9 is way too brutal, and he kind of stabs Ishikawa like multiple times. This dude looks to have like major blood loss, but I think like since they're wearing their magic kaiju suits, they're able to like take a lot of damage and repair it. And then just when Kaiju number 9's just like torturing him, kind of like literally about to kill him, Kafka jumps in at the right time. It was such a badass introduction. His theme song was so nice. And you know, what does he do? He punches Kaiju number 9 so hard that his head comes off. So yeah, Kafka's been doing this a lot, you know, just punching really hard. But you know, it never gets old. He also pulls out a lot of new moves. So when Kaiju number 9's like shooting guns, Kafka just like screams, Kaiju scream, blocks the bullets, deflects them, and now just like flash steps on him, punches him multiple times, auras him. Kaiju number 9 cannot believe this, bro. He's trying to tank everything. He has multiple arms to make like defensive shields up, but yeah, Kafka still punches him in the end. His core is exposed, so as Kafka's about to kill the main villain, the Kaiju hunters come in. So yeah, the defense force. So yeah, bad timing, because yeah, they give an opportunity to Kaiju number 9 to run away. It's kind of like not their fault really, because you know, you see Kafka, you see Kaiju number 8, you're gonna like try to hunt him down. You don't think he's a good guy. So yeah, Kafka runs away. Shinomiya is kind of concerned, but yeah, no harm done. No one really discovered him. Except at the end of this episode, cliffhanger, we see Hoshina, the dude with the daggers, the number 2 next to Mina. Oh my god, bro, he starts fighting Kafka. I was so scared because this dude's like kind of fast. His daggers are really sharp. So yeah, Kafka's doing all he can to kind of just like dodge. And the fight's not over yet. Hoshina kind of like removes his limiter. He's at level 94% powers. So yeah, I wonder what Kafka's gonna do. He could either fight him, he could run away, maybe he could explain himself. We gotta see, anything can happen. But yeah, Hoshina looks bloodlusted. His eyes are wide open, and this show does have a lot of funny moments, but there are a lot of serious moments happening as well. Episode ends there as Hoshina's about to neutralize Kafka. Okay, so for Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, episode 8, another beautiful episode, very cute. So the girls are kind of preparing to do a real concert. So it's during Halloween, which is like a 1-year anniversary when Mahiru and Kano first met. And then since their band isn't really a band, it's like a mix of just like artists, producers, and a singer, they don't really want to like show their faces, so that's why they're doing it during Halloween, so everyone's gonna wear masks and costumes. But I mean, you can still get doxxed, which does happen in this episode. So yeah, Nonoka does get doxxed, which is kind of sad. But yeah, before that, we just get some wholesome Yuri moments. All the girls kind of hanging out. They go to a love hotel together, and yeah, I guess they're just like, you know, crunching, working hard. We see Nonoka wearing a lot of cosplays. Their hotel has this like underwater aquarium theme going on. They kind of make a live stream showing the details of the next concert. We see Nonoka has a dream. She wants to see like the whole crowd of people kind of swimming like jellyfish, throwing up blue glow sticks, and maybe having blue umbrellas. So she wants to do that for her concert. It's going good. Everyone's like hanging out, having fun. They have their mini concert venue kind of like rented out. But yeah, the problem is Nonoka does get doxxed, as I've mentioned. So someone kind of notices that yeah, she dyed her hair. She's like the former idol that was in that like big drama that like punched the other girl. So the fact that people know that she's in Jelly now, it kind of makes people threaten Jelly. Nonoka's like really stressed out that her identity is revealed, and now there's like all this negativity around her band. So they kind of have to cancel the concert as well because there's like death threats going on. But yeah, they realize, okay, they don't want to like give up so soon. Nonoka's like working so hard. So they'll have the concert live stream. There will be no audience, and then they can just like feel free to perform. So yeah, Nonoka gets to do this. They kind of turn the lights off in their concert venue. Everything is streamed. We see Mahiru's art kind of glowing in the dark. So it really looks like there's just like jellyfish around them. They're underwater. So, you know, good job. Kind of feel good ending. There seems to be a lot of difficulties happening in this band, either like in real life or just like, you know, people unconfident in their skills. But in the end, all these girls come together to, you know, perform their music and have fun. So yeah, that's cool. We get some drama at the end of this episode where Nonoka's mom, who's like the manager of her old idol, she kind of recruits afterwards, Mahiru to do like an art commission for her. Maybe she's trying to separate Mahiru and Nonoka. But yeah, we gotta see. But yeah, very solid episode, very beautiful. The story continues. So yeah, really enjoying this anime every week. Now we got Mushoku Tensei Season 2 Part 2 Episode 7. Big turning point on our journey. Rudius makes a decision. Norn made it for him 2 weeks ago. She's like, you gotta save the family. You gotta save the mom. Rudius makes a big decision. It's gonna be an 8-month journey to go there. He has to go back, so it's gonna take around 2 years. Selfie is gonna have her baby. Is our dude gonna leave, abandon her, get the milk, not come back? He does agree with it and works with Elena Lise. She has to abandon Cliff, unfortunately, but then Rudius convinces her to like kind of stay with him. So yeah, since he's gonna be gone for 2 years, he has some loose ends to tie up. He talks to everybody, his family. He also talks to Nanohashi, and you know, she wants to go home ASAP. So yeah, she needs Rudius's mana. 2 years is not going to cut it for her. So she's like, instead of 2 years, why not 2 months? So yeah, she has these magic teleportation circles, keeping them a secret. But yeah, one gets you straight into the desert area. So yeah, they just like cut their journey significantly. And I guess the big thing is like he made this big decision himself. He went against a man god. So yeah, maybe it'll pay off. We get more classic like isekai adventures happening now, which is like kind of good. Like a new kind of refreshing change of pace from like, you know, hanging out, being in school. So yeah, you know, Rudius fighting monsters. They fight some griffins together. They go teleport. And now they're in the desert. It's like very dry. There's like some dust storms going on, and Rudius like uses his magic to stop the sandstorms. Ellie and Elise kind of has to go like have sex with other men to kind of like stop the curse spreading. And besides that, you know, cool journey. Good kind of first episode for this like desert labyrinth arc. Also after that, we got Demon Slayer Hashira training arc episode 3. Nothing really to write home about, just like another training episode. But we do see Tengen the goat coming in. So we saw him last time. He was training some of the people, but they're just like so exhausted. All the kind of rookie Demon Slayer hunters, they're trying to work hard, but the pillars have like next level endurance, being overtrained. But yeah, you know, they're trying to get stronger. Tanjiro also joins into training, so that's cool. We see there's like this little demon eyeball coming in. So that's probably from one of the upper moons. So they're spying on the Demon Slayers. Besides that, you know, Tengen's being a nice guy. Him and his wives, they're helping everyone. And then Tanjiro, he kind of says something. I thought this was like a reach, but he basically says all the pillars are really nice on the inside. Like, is he implying that they're all just like acting tsundere, hiding their true emotions, and they just really want to protect people? Probably. But it was just like a random line that I didn't think made sense, because all these pillars are kind of like doing things for their own reasons. Of course, they're trying to save people. They're nice. But yeah, this line was like kind of meaningless. I don't know why I'm like focusing on this line so much, but I guess it stood out for me in the story. Besides that, we see all the other pillars doing their own training. The mist pillars like beating people up as well. And then yeah, Tengen, they kind of do like a final challenge where they're all fighting with him at night. Everyone's getting up on him, pretending that he's a demon, and you know, he's flexing on them all, but Tanjiro kind of rallies everyone. So yeah, even Tengen with one eye and one arm, he's still him. He's still very strong. Him and his wives are kind of like continuing on with their training. And then Tanjiro kind of keeps moving, maybe meeting up with more pillars, doing more training. Okay, so for Dungeon Meshi, episode 21, interesting episode. We eat more food, you know, some eggs. But we do get a perspective of some other people. So yeah, Shiro and his party, they kind of made it above ground. So now they have to report everything in the dungeon, the black magic, Fallen turning evil into a monster, to like the island lord. But yeah, the problem is there's elves coming in. So yeah, whenever things get bad in a dungeon, the elves like just show up. They like instantly kind of destroy the dungeon. And I guess the thing is, if you destroy the dungeon, you kind of like, first of all, you destroy like the economy because no one can profit from the dungeon. And also the dungeon kind of like feeds off the land. So it starts like attacking the people. So yeah, Kabru doesn't want this to happen. He's kind of just like formulating a plan to kind of like communicate with the elves to like, you know, de-escalate the situation. So they basically report everything. They're like, we should seal off the dungeon first of all, because yeah, destroying the dungeon might be a bad thing. Also, Laios and his squad are kind of down there, so he doesn't want to reveal that to them. So yeah, kind of like an interesting development there. We see all these like kind of new elf character designs. There's like normal blonde elves, there's dark elves, there's tiny fairy elves. That's kind of interesting, the amount of world building we're getting just from these scenes. Also, after that, we eat some eggs. There's these kind of giant yoki eggs. They're like dipping with bread, and I guess it's called Soul Eggs Benedict. It looks pretty delicious, honestly. But also after that, Laios, he kind of sees like a ghost. So there's like a real ghost kind of following him. It's the one that's like been saving them. So it takes them into like a different world inside the dungeon. Kind of unexpected, but yeah, basically we're in like an outdoor village, just like a sky. And basically in this world, there's like a ton of like immortal elves growing food, taking care of monsters, stuff like that. And it looks like monsters are kind of dormant in this world. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, the reason they're here is because of the prophecy. So Laios is destined to save them. So yeah, he's gonna reach the bottom of the dungeon, kind of like, kill the Mad King and then, rescue everybody. So yeah, kind of like an interesting prophecy. Laios does not want this responsibility, so it takes time for him to think about it, but he doesn't really want to let these elves down. They also eat meat from like this monster minotaur that Laios wanted, so yeah, I guess free food in this elf village. It's a very interesting development. I really like it. It's just like every episode expands the world so much in a genuinely cool way. There's nothing really confusing, there's no ass pulls, and then Laios, he's kind of like struggling within himself. But I guess more dungeon adventures do continue. Okay, so for Salad Bowl of Eccentrics, episode 8, very cute, wholesome episode. So Sosuke and Sarah, they're kind of like devising a plan. Get Sarah to be registered as his daughter. So in order to do that, he kind of like asks his dad. So yeah, Sarah's grandfather. He was basically Sosuke's old boss, who's kind of running his own successful private detective agency. So he kind of like realizes that Sarah is not who she seems. She's like very cute, but her circumstances were kind of unknown. So she admits this. The detective grandfather does believe her. Very chill, but yeah, they basically do like illegal means, kind of like get her to a family register. And I guess she gets to enroll in school. We see Sarah's friend though, that was like kind of getting bullied. She wants to transfer schools as well, so they agree to transfer schools. The problem is Sarah, she's not in middle school. She's 12 years old, so that's elementary school age. So she kind of lies to the other girl who's like very mad. I kind of feel bad for her, so we probably gotta like, make her feel better next episode. Also after that, we see Livia. I always love the Livia scenes, but yeah, they're kind of forming their band. And then Livia's just like frying some grasshoppers for some reason. So then Noah's kind of like forced to eat all these fried grasshoppers. They're not as good as fried shrimp, but then Noah kind of gets like a bad dream about just like grasshoppers attacking her and then Olivia saving her. So yeah, long story short, they kind of named their band Grasshopper the Savior. So yeah, random ass band name. I guess it'll work out for them. And stuff is going on both people's perspectives. His anime is just like so funny. Love the comedic timing. I say it every week. I think it's definitely written very well. The direction in this anime, just like people pausing, having like cool conversations. It's just so well done and funny. All right, now for KonoSuba episode 7. Okay, the squad is rich. They defeated the Devil King's general. They have 300 million heiress. So yeah, Kazuma, Aqua, just like living the life. It's kind of classic. I had some anxiety that they're literally going to spend all their money, but I mean, I guess it doesn't matter at the end of the day. We see a cute moment between Darkness and Megaman, who she's kind of like torturing Darkness, who's like tied up. This was kind of for like a night competition where you have to like have high endurance. Also after that, Aqua kind of gets scammed into buying a dragon egg, but it's actually like a chicken egg. And also after that, we see Wiz kind of like tortured by the masked dude because, Wiz is just like doing too much in the shop. And then finally, there's a big deal. We get Darkness's fortune being read. And a lot of funny moments happen as Vanir like has her admit like a lot of like embarrassing things about like her trying to show off her figure a bit more, her kind of like gaining more muscle and showing off to Kazuma. But yeah, after that, we see that there's some like death hanging around her. There's like this darkness over her, either her or her family. So I guess that's a big deal. She kind of wants to deal with this herself because Vanir tells Kazuma that he can kind of like save Darkness. Darkness kind of wants to hang out with them a bit more. Aqua gets attacked by monsters. It's like, classic KonoSuba stuff happening. And we see the evil king show up again. So yeah, this dude's a reoccurring character. So I guess we'll deal with him eventually. As a squad, they're kind of like fighting a Hydra. So yeah, the episode ends there. Okay, so for Spice and Wolf episode 8, very cute episode. We meet this shepherd waifu, blonde hair, very cute, works for the church, is so innocent but strong and independent. So it looks like she doesn't like working for the church, but she doesn't really want to admit it. So Lawrence kind of talks to her, tries to like convince her, oh, like I'll hire you for protection. So yeah, very cute character. Hollow does get jealous of her, but besides that, I like her introduction in the show. Her name is also Nora. She has like this pet dog that's like really smart, able to control all the sheep, and yeah, they're just like hanging out together. We see a lot of people are jealous of Lawrence because he has like all this armor on him, so he's gonna like try to flip them for a huge profit. We also see Lawrence kind of talking to his like adopted dad, it looks like, so that's cool. Good lore there. It looks like everywhere Lawrence goes, he knows like a lot of people in the area, so I guess that's like a good quality to have as a merchant. Besides that, yeah, people seem to be trying to give Lawrence a hard time when he's like selling his armor. So yeah, overall, such a chill episode, good conversations, cool character introductions, and I guess the story does continue. All right, so for Train to the End of the World episode 8, very trippy episode. So our next stop is Oizumi Gakuen. So yeah, here everyone kind of turns into like these Disney World type of characters from like this TV show. So yeah, it's just like so weird. There's like a lot of people that are like pawns, like shogi pieces, and besides that, the main characters seem to be dead. So yeah, our squad of train girls, they basically have to dress up, cosplay as the main characters of this board game, and then, you know, defeat the villain. So it's kind of sad seeing like some people die, but yeah, basically the main characters are able to like pull out their weapons. They're able to attack in like shogi chess moves. So if you like hit people diagonally or behind them, that's like their weak spot. If you kind of like hit like a whole row of people in front and you just like kill all of them at the same time. So that sounds kind of interesting. Very random ass train stop, but you know, the squad kind of like make it out unscathed and they kind of like save the town. I guess the problem is as they're trying to go to Ikebukuro, we get a reveal from like the mayor of this town. So yeah, he reveals that Yoka is like the ruler of the world. She's the witch queen. So I mean, it's finally confirmed. And yeah, as the anime's kind of reaching the final arc, as we're getting closer to Ikebukuro, I guess we'll get some closure here. Maybe they'll finally confront Yoka. She might like attack them. But at the end of the day, a lot of crazy shit happening. This anime is so trippy. Every train stop feels like I'm on a new drug. Okay, so for My Hero Academia Season 7, Episode 4, what is happening? I guess, yeah, Aoyama was the traitor. So now they're trying to, like, you know, have him convert to the good side. You still pretend to be on his side, gather some intel, give him false information, and you work with us. So it is a risky plan. We see Aizawa coming in as well. He lost his eyeball, so that's kind of sad. But yeah, he kind of like talks to Aoyama as well. So yeah, just like, you know, wholesome, happy shonen moments. No, not really any consequences. The kids are kind of left to their own devices, and Aoyama's kind of escorted off to the authorities. Over here, we see Hatsume. They kind of asked her to repair their costumes and stuff. But she's been busy, so she kind of like ignores her request, which is kind of out of character. But it's just like she's been focusing on her thing, which is to keep up the barriers above the school. But then she quickly repairs her armor anyway. It seems like there's going to be a lot of setup episodes before, you know, the big final fight with All For One and Shigaraki. It looks like their plan is to separate Shigaraki, All For One, and Dabi, because all three of them together is going to be insane. And as long as you separate them and defeat them, it'll be a lot easier. So that's their plan. It's not really like anything concrete so far. So the upperclassmen are also showing up fighting, protecting people on the street. Naturally kind of has shorter hair now, you know, cool. We kind of see what every other hero is doing to protect the world while we're just waiting for All For One to do his plan. So we're probably going to have a couple more setup episodes as we reach kind of like the final arc of the season. Okay, so for Whisper Me, a Love Song, episode 7, cute episode. Himari and Yuri are just like getting so close. They go on a lot of dates together, they hold hands, they admit their feelings. So the Yuri's going strong, everyone's supporting them. But yeah, the big thing, we see the rival band is just like so much better than them. There's kind of like the audition thing happening at the end of this episode. Yuri's band, you know, plays their song. It's like very cool. It's like very standard, typical, nothing really bad about it. But then we see Shiho. She was like the former singer for the other band, and now, bro, her song was insanely good. So yeah, everyone is like speechless. They can't really compare against her. So I guess there's drama happening in this anime. Very interesting. So yeah, I guess we gotta deal with that as the story kind of like continues. And that is it for the anime this week. Thank you for watching. You know, nothing too crazy. Good fight scenes as the stories kind of continue. So please let me know which shows you're liking this season. Thanks for keeping up. I'll see you next week.